tool can I use that has a contrasting beat? You know, stop it, let me use it. Alright, from guard. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to obviously pull out his lapels just because they're ready. Here. Okay. So what I want to do is attack this arm, okay, by focusing on this arm. So keep in mind this. So let's say basic arm lock here. Okay, this is a basic arm lock. Okay, if his arm were here, which is what I want, this is a straight arm lock, and this is a regular arm lock. So I want to get to this position here. How do I get this is the key, because I really want this. So what I usually do is I play this kind of back and forth where I begin to feel where his hands are going. I assume they're going to go in the right spot because he needs posture to pass. So here he's going to posture, typically with the right hand, okay? Typically they'll grab right here as a post, and this is going to be his third post. So he's got a triangle, 1, 2, 3. Typically he wants to take this hand and kind of push right into the sternum like a fist. So now he can use this hand to push the knee down, and he gets a lot of leverage here because of this post. If he doesn't have this post, don't even use this post. Push this leg down, okay? That's about as much power as he gets. When he has a post and he pushes into me here, push, like you're gonna, yeah, now push that. That's a lot more power with the post. So you need a post. I know he needs a post. I know he needs posture, okay? So what I'm gonna constantly be doing is testing his posture. Because I want him to think I want the right arm when in reality I want this arm. So as he begins, and also what I'm doing is this, remember your closed guard consists of not only your hands pulling, but your legs pulling in. It's super powerful. Your legs have way more power than your arms do, but you need your arms because, you know, you have them, might as well use them. He postures, and I keep in this crunch position, so he's forced to commit this hand. Same side grip elbow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him this way. So you post that hand, okay? And then we go back here. He starts walking it back to the spot. Again, I pull him up. He posts it. See how it's closer? Okay? So here, he goes back. And then I know that he's going to post here. And I go here and I catch it right there. Okay? Now, the key is to catch it in a way that he can't pull it out. I use a wrist-to-wrist grip here, and then I trap it like a telephone. I know he can't lift it. The most that he can do is turn it, okay? But if I keep stretching him out like so, okay, I know that I'm gonna get it. So typically what they do is they try to pull this arm out. Try to pull it out, you can't pull it out. So then what they do is they try to push it all the way in, which if this is loose, this would actually save it. So I have to be aware. He wants to pull it out, try to pull it, and I trap it. He wants to push it, and then I frame his head right here. Posture up a little bit. So what I want to do is, posture up. Okay. I want to get here, okay, and potentially use this leg here to get here, okay? So we have straight arm lock here, and we have a regular arm lock here. So you have two. You have this and this. So if I lift my hip, I have his right. If I go here, I have his left. But if you notice, if my head's flat on the mat and my back is flat, none of that's gonna work. So you have to have your core engaged, because now, as he begins to try to pull it out, you can't. And notice my arms. This grip right here, the gable grip, you may get it, but there's too much space. He can rotate this arm, rotate thumb up, see that? And then you pull it out, or you can bend it, or I can't hold it here. So you gotta go here. Oops, sorry. Here. Flex your arm so it's not flopping. There you go, good. So we're here, okay? And I wanna be able to lift my hip and crunch down, because this space here has to exist for his arm to break. If I'm just relaxed like this, I'm just pulling into my chest. I don't have any space for his arm to break, so I have to crunch here and then pull this left hand down into his elbow here. And then before you even let go, you go here. You go, haha. Okay, and then you go. All right. So my goal is to get his hand here. So here I feel him. Yeah, right about there. And I go 1, yes. And again, okay. I go 1, and I keep this elbow, and I connect my hand and scoop this here. Okay. Sometimes you're not going to get that leg around the head. Okay. But I know that he's not going to also sit here. And I know that Gustavo doesn't know what I was going to do, so I appreciate him, partnering up. However, what would feel normal to do from here, Gustavo? What would you think that you would want to do besides tap from here?
I want to get my arm back.
Correct.
And posture up as much as I can.
There we go. There we go. Because the reality of it is, if he stays with his face more down on the mat, he's done. So he's got to find a way to free this arm, and this arm is usually going to come in to help. There's no other way to get it out. Okay? So one more time. Right here. So right here. And give him a little bit of a here, and keep pulling him in, and I go under, right at the elbow, here. Okay? So now we're here. If you notice, I'm doing that old style telephone that some of you youngsters here have never seen. We used to have a cable attached to a wall, and then from the wall to the handle, there was another cable. It was spirally, so it expanded too, but then it would get tangled, and you'd never be able to untangle it the same exact way. That's not the point. The point is that it's like I'm holding the telephone, okay? Now slowly, Gustavo is gonna want, yes, right there. So you swing that leg around here, so go maybe for a high guard, okay? And then from here, bring it over the head, here, lift the hip, and crunch, finish, and then give him the good old ha-ha, right there. You can also finish this without bringing the leg over the head. Look, while I'm pulling his weight forward, I'll go just above the elbow and right hand and turn. Oops, sorry. Okay, so here, if I straighten out here and I can turn, and I'm using my legs, okay, because he's going to use this hand on the mat too to keep lifting his head. Yes, because they typically want to push it in. I would want to just shove it forward and get it past this point right here. So as they do that, just push it forward, deeper, push it deeper. Yeah, and I frame it right here with that forearm right there, okay? From here, you can also have here, and then you finish it still here, okay? But let's just try to get this straight on lock. Set up. So you see the dilemma. It's actually a trilemma because there's also sweep.
So it's really like shoulder locks all over the place.
Yes, and it locks the shoulder, elbow, and and then you have sweeps. So we're here. So right about there, I go here. Otherwise his face goes, yes, and he pushes himself up. But I keep this elbow here and I dive under here. You see how I turn my hips? If I just stay here, okay, he'll drive into me and he'll hug my head, okay, which is fine, okay, because then there's other things you can do here. Keep driving forward. But those are all secondary plans. So all I want you guys to do, right hand same side collar, left hand elbow. He's posturing here, okay? Yes, 1, 2, 3, here, and roll it here, and catch it with your ear. Your legs have to almost push him away, because if he starts pushing his arm in, you can lift your hip, push away, and then from here, if I just roll him this way here, and open up my head, I'm pushing his hand that way, and his elbow down, and finish here, okay? If he starts trying to push it in deep, his right hand, where would you put your right hand? And here we are. 1 and 2. Voila. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Double, go as well. Good. Dig. Come on over. Careful with the blast. Bring him in.
I didn't get the leg over though.
Remember the old school phones? Old.